Hello friends, how are you? Myself Akram from Unkickable again with another video. Today's video is going to be related to the issues on your internet services. Basically, at this particular situation, that is a pandemic, will not be able to have these service providers at a particular time because they may or may not come to your location when you face any issue. So over here there are few possibilities that we can actually solve internet issues from our end. So let's check out what are the possibilities over here. So before that, let's check out what is the technology which is being used by internet service providers. Microtech is one of the software which is being used by internet service providers. There is a software and basically it is being used to manage customers, and this is the router which belongs to Microtech. It is basically used for ISPs to manage a number of users and complete user management. So over here next is let's check out with the networking. So let's check out with this diagram itself. Here is the internet. Even ISPs are going to get internet from others. Over here, whenever they get internet, they will be having the core networking system, and then they are going to connect with Microtech or Radius server. These are the two mainly used servers for client management, and then it will be going to multiples of access points where it is going to distribute internet connectivity. And after that, each access point is going to go to some switch, that is basically media converter if the data is traveling through fiber optic. So from there they are going to use fiber optic to Ethernet, that is by using media converter, and from there you are going to get it connected to your home router. If there is any issue with your router, then you're going to get internet disconnected. And if there is any issue with any switch, suppose assume that there is a switch instead of router, then if there is any issue with the switch, that is a media converter, that is fiber optic to Ethernet converter, then you are going to get WAN unplugged issue. That means your wide area network access is disconnected. Very first thing you need to understand is most of the issues are caused which is related to your router itself, or at least the router which is getting internet from switch. So let's get back to switch. So these are the small media converters which basically you can buy, or if you don't want to buy, you can get it from your service provider itself, saying that you need media converter separately. And over here these are the switches. There are 16 or 8 port switches also just like these, which are going to have this kind of media converters. This is one of the media converter which is being connected to this type of switch. If any switch with this type of converters is having any issue and you are unable to find the exact issue, then there is possibility that this type of media converter may have the issue. Let's focus more deep into the information. Let's go to command prompt, and I'm going to ping to Google. So over here you can find my ping rate, and that is 38 or 40. If I want to continuously ping, then I need to enter it as -t for time, -l for continuous ping, and 1 is 1 byte. Over here you can understand how the internet connection is working. There is some request timeout, there may be, but you can check out with that also. If there is any request timeout in middle, then it's not an issue. If it is having full page of continuous pings but only one request timeouts, that's not a big thing. But if you are frequently getting request timeout, then there will be an issue. That is called as issue within your internet services. And let's check out with another command, traceroute google.com. So the maximum hops are 30, that is the connectivity between each and every type of switch or router or modem. So over here, starting up with my router, that is 192.168.0.1, this I am able to get connected to it within under 1 millisecond. That is very good because my router is working very fine. And the next one is this is WAN network, that is wide area network. It is not going to be used as public network. and it is getting connected at 3 ms. That is also nice. And the next one is DNS. So DNS is also getting connected at 7 ms. After that I got request timeout because over here actually I was using Google DNS records instead of ISP DNS records. And then after that you can find a DNS RDNS, that is reverse DNS or host name of my internet service provider itself. After internet service provider, this is the IP address which is going to go to that particular location, and it is taking some time. That means it is there is some issue over here. That's the reason it is having some 52 ms, 47 ms, and now it's 36 ms. But over here you can find that it is pinging at 38 ms itself. So this is the thing, it is going to take a maximum of 10 hops and it is going to get connected to Google. The next thing you need to understand is about your router itself. There are only few settings which I'm going to show right now because every router is not going to have the same type of settings. So let's go to internet. So here is where I can find the information of type of connectivity, and for you it is going to be in basic internet connectivity based information. So over here you can find 5 internet connectivities. One is static IP, the other is dynamic IP, the third one is PPPoE, fourth one is L2TP, and fifth one is PPTP. So over here we are going to leave this L2TP and PPTP because these two are just like, this one is a layer 2 tunnel protocol and this is another tunnel protocol. Basically these are useful for VPNs. Instead of that you are going to use these 3 type of internet connectivities. We will be having something called as DHCP. Suppose in advanced and in network we'll be having DHCP server. So what this thing does is it gives IP addresses automatically to each and every device. So over here it has given IP address to 2 devices and it is showing MAC address also. Over here I can allocate or reserve any particular IP address to any particular device. And over here you can find that IP address pool, that means number of IP addresses starting from 192.168.0.100 till 192.168.0.199. And over here you can find it as 0.1, that is the default gateway, that is what you can find it over here. And primary and secondary DNS are basically optional, but as I have already used Google DNS in internet settings itself, there is no need for me to use it again over here. This is the thing about DHCP. And make sure that if you are unable to connect to your internet, or if you are unable to connect to your internet without having any manual entry, then there is possibility that your DHCP server is disabled and you need to enable it by yourself. With any service provider, if he is not having any switch, if he is having some particular router at your location, and if he is providing internet from router to another router or something like that, some commercial thing like that, then it's possible that he may give you IP address, he may give you IP configuration just like static IP, subnet mask, and default gateway. You need to connect it using static IP details and you need to proceed with your connectivity. And over here in dynamic IP, there is possibility that if you're not having any username and password type of thing or static IP based type of thing, then you may directly connect with your network and you're going to get the internet connection. Basically I think that this is not going to be useful most of the time. Either your internet service provider is going to provide static IP or he is going to go ahead with a PPPoE. So over here what PPPoE does is it is going to get the username and password, it is going to dial from there and it is going to check whether it's a correct username and password or not, and it is going to get connected according to that. And then next is related to wireless. Over here If you are having a single band or dual band, you need to check whether it's enabled or not. If it is not enabled, then you need to enable it by yourself and get access to your internet is one where you can find the IP addresses. So over here it is basically taking automatic DNS records from ISP itself. That's the reason you can find these. Over here what I'm going to do is add manual. That is it is actually taking dynamically from the IP address, that is internet service provider. I'm going to select this and enter it as 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. Over here you can find the information. It is getting connected, it is working fine, and there is nothing called as on demand, time based or manually. I am going to keep it at auto because I need to save like that only. I just saved it, and you can find there is a difference. That means it is not getting connected to your router, and now it is going to connect again. As you can find, the connect option is disabled. It got connected again, but over here you can find the difference. Over here you can find as 52 ms, and over here you are finding as 45, 57 and 42 ms. So there is slight difference which you are going to get with your speed. So that's the reason basically use Google network based IPs. There is a possibility of getting request timeout because it is going to this DNS server, this DNS is going to convert your website requests using Google instead of using ISP based DNS. You can find it is still stable and it is running on 42 or 44 ms or sometimes up to 62 ms. Over here you can find the LAN settings, that is the router setting itself. You can change the LAN setting to 0.1 to 0.100 or 1.0 or 2.0. It just depends on the type of network which you are using, and this also will be used when you have another router. Suppose assume that you have a router 0.1 and you're having this router, then you'll not be able to access 0.1 again on this router if you're getting connected from that router to this particular router. You basically need to change it to 1.1 because C class need to be changed. So over here the IP addresses are going to be starting from 192.168.0.1 till 0.255. However, 0 and 255 will not be used. It is going to be till 254 IP addresses itself, or just like 253 IP addresses. So gateway is it just depends on the IP address. So we are going to go ahead with 255.255.255.0 itself. So over here I am going to say few of the options where you can arrange your Wi-Fi at full speed. So over here there is a SSID, that is either you want to show or hide. You can do that by yourself. Here is the password which you can set. These all are common things, and here is a mode which you need to use B/G/N because there is possibility that your laptop may use B/G/N, or your mobile may use only GN, or your any other device may use only N. So if you want to get connectivity from any of your device to router, then you need to use this. The next is related to channel width. So before that we need to talk about channel. So channel, there will be around 13 channels over here. So from these 13 channels, what these channels means is they are the length of a band. So band in the sense Wi-Fi is going to travel till certain distance, and over here we will be having certain bandwidths which doesn't collide with other bands, other Wi-Fi bands. So over here 1, 6 and 11 are the best bands which I can find, and I am going to set to that. And over here transmit power, if I set it to low, I am going to get lower power. If I set it to medium or high, I am going to get higher power. And next is width, how much width we need the internet connectivity or Wi-Fi signal to be. So over here you can find 20 megahertz and 40 megahertz. I'm going to go ahead with 40 megahertz and save this. There will be no change in this by changing the settings over here, because this is based on LAN and this is based on Wi-Fi. Next is WPS. If you have WPS, better you disable it. So over here it is enabled, and over here you can find there are 8 characters, 8 digit numbers, where the probability of getting password is around 100 million pass list, and it is very easy to actually brute force that particular pin code. So it's better for you to disable this, so you will not be having anyone accessing your internet. So I'm going to disable it over here, and make sure that you are having updated router firmware. That is going to be helpful for you. If you are having any issue where you are getting connection disconnection issue on your router, make sure that you are having username and password of your internet if it is related to PPPoE, or make sure that you are having static IP address if it is related to static IP, and then you can have your router reset or get set up again. Most probably I would like to say that if you are having any issue, go with your router at first. So this is the thing for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button if you like this video, and please go down below and click on red subscribe button to support my channel. So basically I would like to say another thing, that is I used to have this particular website, that is blog globalhackers.blogspot.com, and it is really bad theme, and there is not much to do over here because of blogspot.com. Over here what I have done is I have changed it to other CMS based application. So this is a new website which I have created. So all the data where I used to write articles are there in this website, and you can find till last of this particular website. So very first post is on June 5th of 2008. So there are around 898 posts on this particular website. You can check out with them. Finally, this for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a nice day, and finally be unique to be unkickable.